What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Collector's Outpost. I am John, and I am excited to check this thing out with you. We'll do a quick unboxing and overview of my brand new collaboration with Vader Sabers. This is the brand new Scrapflex Origins, which is a combination of pieces of our favorite parts from different lightsabers. Now, this is my third collaboration with Vader Sabers, and it's been really cool working with the same people for designs and everything, because we get to bounce back and forth, you know, different ideas. This one, unlike the other two that I exclusively designed myself, this one we kind of bounced back and forth because the design that I was originally working on which is probably about 90% of what this actually is, changed as we went. And the design that I was originally working on, which I'm not going to show you because it still may get made in the future, but it does resemble this a little bit because it's based on certain little components of this. However, as we were going, we were realizing the changes that we were making, we were actually kind of making a tribute saber, and what that turned into was this Scrapflex of more of our favorite parts, even though it still kind of resembles where I was going with it. Anyway, a big thank you to Vader Sabers. I'll put a direct link and discount code for you down below if you want to check this out, and also my other two exclusive lightsabers, the Duality, which was the first one. I love this lightsaber. This one sold really well. And the limited edition Shadowfall, which also comes with this numbered plaque. We only made 100 of these. All right, before we dig on into this bad boy, if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Drop on down below, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I have a lot of lightsabers coming, and some trip to toy cons, and some different figure unboxing and stuff like that I don't think you're gonna wanna miss. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for stopping by again for another unboxing of one of my exclusive Vader Sabers lightsabers. So let's dig on into this. Here we have the Scrapflex hilt, and what you'll notice is that it's pieces of lightsabers that you're probably very familiar with. And let me just dig out everything else in the box here. You'll get your display stand, which will be a nice acrylic stand that you can pop your lightsaber on. Very nice display here. You'll also get a USB charging cable, Allen key, and a couple of extra retention screws there. If you want, you can get it with a blade or without a blade if you want to save a couple bucks. It will also come with this kind of like faux leather wrap here. My original design did have a wrap, but I also wanted it to look really good without a wrap. So we'll check that out, and you know, you can actually get custom wraps done from Vader Sabers, which I really do recommend getting a custom wrap done rather than using this kind of faux leather wrap that does come with it. And where'd it go? It also comes with a plaque that, oh, here it is. Ah! And it'll also come with a custom plaque that says Scrapflex Origins with my logo and Vader Sabers logo on there to pop right on in your display there. Bam. This is the SN-V4. You'll get your manual and everything here, but you can also get this empty base lid or in a Profi as well. So let me pop this on my Disney stand here because I really like this Disney stand. And let's take a closer look at this lightsaber here. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice out of this, that number one, it's new, but it's also very familiar, because really what a Scrapflex is literally in the word. It's just scraps left over from other parts, except along the way, what we wound up doing is customizing it in our own way. Now, the design that I had was probably from here to here, and then basic ideas of here. And as we went along, we noticed that what we were actually kind of tweaking and pulling here and pulling there a little bit, and changing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. What Russell and I realized is that we weren't really designing a brand new lightsaber. We were designing a Scrapflex, just pieces of lightsabers that we enjoyed that we were tweaking for our own liking. But we modified, such as the Anakin style top here. Now, what we've seen over the years, or at least every version I've ever got, one of the main things with Anakin was that every version, at least that I've ever seen come through, has a 7/8 blade, and we really wanted to have a 1-inch blade. So this is a quite a bit thicker top here rather than what we have here. So we can fit a 1-inch blade in there, and we tweaked the bunny ears a little bit. Russell really wanted the point taken off, so we got rid of that. Around here we have a really vibrant red, and then you can see it's pretty much, you know, that same style around here with the little pins on the side, except it's quite a bit larger and then cut off at the bottom, which goes into a Kenobi neck here, but it's quite a bit smaller so that it fits inside the Anakin Scrapflex style top here. Now on the top here, I want to be very clear about this. This is real heat staining, so the colors and the exact thing on this will vary. Unlike other versions that I've seen come through here with kind of fake heat staining, that it's more airbrushed with transparent colors. But what I absolutely love is that we'll finally get an Anakin style 1-inch emitter. So moving on down, we do have that Kenobi Episode 3 style neck, except again shrunken down to fit inside here. Moving on down here to what would be I guess like a clamp section, or the button section over here, we have a Star Killer style. But one of my big things about this is that I wanted the button much lower. So what you'll see here is that the height on mine is about half of what it is on the other Star Killer here that I have. I just wanted that control box to be as low as possible, because I'm not a huge fan of control boxes, but you know, sometimes they just look good on lightsabers, you know, so it's just one of those things. I want it to be as low as possible, and I wanted these lines on the side to be really prominent over other versions that we've seen here. And underneath the card, you'll see when we turn this on, we actually have a couple LED lights to light this up. Now, my original design did have a wrap on it, but I really didn't want to limit it to the wrap, you know, because sometimes you take the wrap off and it's just, you know, a solid piece of metal under there, no design, no nothing, and it really kind of only looks good with a wrap. But I wanted what we were going to put out to be versatile, so I really wanted to go with something that kind of had a design so that it still looked really nice without a wrap. So I looked around and looked around. I'm like, what could look really good? I didn't want anything that was gonna hurt the hand, cut the hand. So what I wound up pulling from was the Master Soul midsection over here. There was something so simple but yet so elegant about this, and it looked great as a full handle. So this way, if you don't want to wrap it at all, it looks absolutely perfect as is. And then down here on the pommel, which I originally had in my design, was the Kenobi style pommel section. That little sink handle is just such a classic. We've seen it on Kenobi, we've seen it on Luke, and it really complements the Kenobi style neck here. So like I was saying, it's new, but it's also very familiar. So if you did want to wrap this, it does come with that faux leather, kind of a lighter brown wrap, but you know, you can get it custom wrapped. Vader Sabers does offer custom wrapping. So here's just a couple of wraps that I have here just laying around, almost the same color here, just different textures. So there's just tons of wraps you can get online. I kind of like this lighter wrap here. Let me just give you just like a mock-up just to show you what it would look like wrapped. Okay, so there's just a quick mock-up of what this lightsaber could look like wrapped. Again, it comes with a faux wrap. You can get your own wraps online, or you can have Vader Sabers custom wrap it for you so that it's perfect right out of the box. So as you can see, it looks really, really nice when it's wrapped, but I also really wanted it to look good without the wrap. So option is up to you. If you already have a Profi version and you want to get this just with the SNV4, that's cool because the chassis is swappable. So let me just show you here. This does have that new chassis that we've seen on a few of the lightsabers already. It has LED lights and everything in here. We have a kill switch on the back, our 18650 battery, and our LED lights inside of the chassis there. And like I was saying before, we have an LED underneath the clamp card just for some nice detailing. Looks great. So let's pop in a blade. I'm actually going to use the Hex blade, which you can buy separately also over at Vader Sabers. Now this is the SNV4 Pro, so you can use the Force Park 2 app to configure your blade. So let me just make sure that the configuration on this blade is correct, because these hex blades are limited to 32 inches. So I want to go in my data section. Down over here you have your blade length, so I want to go to 115. Okay, so yeah, 115 is perfect for 32 inches. And again, you can adjust your in and out speed. So this is on 5. If you want that to come out slower, you can move that down to, let's say, 2 and go in slower. Let's move that down to 2. See how much slower that comes out now. Go down to 1. Really slow opening and a really slow close. Usually 5 is more than fine. And then you can even go over into your blade effects. This is everything that's installed already on the hilt, so you can turn things on and off just by clicking the star button. So I always make sure I have a flicker blade turned on because that's pretty much the only blades I use is flickers and a fire style blade. And you can see there are just tons of effects here that you can download and install. And you can just click on preview and it'll show you what that blade style looks like. Some of them are so goofy. It's pretty cool. So here's a 75-25. When they're split like that, at 75% of the blade will be this and 25% will be something else, or 50-50 or 25, so it'll kind of tell you what that will be. So here's a classic 75-25. So you'll see that just 25% of the top is whatever's going on there. And here's a 33-33-33, which is split into 3 different sections, and it'll look something like that. So you have a bunch of different styles that you can go in there and download. Here's a 50-50. Some of those are kind of cool. We have a flicker at the top and some sort of fiery wave at the bottom there. This says half blade. Let's see what that is. So we got a blue and a red gradient, which is actually kind of cool. I like that. And anyway, over into your main section here, which you have your power, right? You can audition. And down here, you can change your blade color. I usually like my blues. You can swap your sound fonts. And down over here, you can change your blade effects.
Unstable blade, pulse blade, rainbow blade, infinite blade, wave blade, fire blade, flash blade, crack blade, custom blade 1.
And this is a 2-button setup. So we have our power on the top there and our auxiliary at the bottom. Now, one of the important things about a control box for me was that it was low enough and did not have any really sharp edges or anything for spinning. So it's actually quite a bit comfortable to hold and spin around.
Unstable blade.
You can change the color on the fly just by holding your auxiliary, flipping upside down and giving a twist. Change your blade style, hold your auxiliary.
Pulse blade. Rainbow blade. Infinite blade. Wave blade. Fire blade.
Tell me, is this training?
Master Windu.
All right, my friends, I think that is about it for my new collaboration with Vader Sabers. This is the Scrapflex Origins. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'll also put a direct link and discount code for you in the description if you want to check this out. And my other lightsabers over at Vader Sabers, the Duality and Shadowfall. That's right, I have 3 babies over there now. Don't forget to drop down, hit the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I've got more lightsabers, trips to toy cons, and toy unboxings, and a whole bunch more for your enjoyment this year. And thank you so much to all of my channel members. You all are such a huge help to keeping this channel moving forward. All right, I'll see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.